Welcome back, folks. Today, we're diving into the wonderfully bizarre world of 1955's Tarantula. If you're a fan of giant monsters, questionable science, and the sort of dialogue that makes you go, wait, did they really just say that? You're in for a treat. Directed by the master of the macabre, Jack Arnold, and featuring the legendary John Agar, this film is a delightful blend of horror and science fiction. It's like if your favorite campy sci-fi movie had a spider bite and grew to monstrous proportions. Set in the picturesque Arizona desert, because nothing says scientific breakthrough like sunburn and cactus. Our story begins in a lab where things are about to get a little hairy, or should I say, spidery. We meet Dr. Matt Hastings, a dedicated scientist who looks like he just stepped out of a 50s magazine ad. He's your classic good guy researcher, minus the cape and spandex. And alongside him is the mysteriously beautiful, yet scientifically curious Dr. Stephanie. I'm totally into science, Clayton. Together, they're not just studying tarantulas. They're creating them, or at least attempting to. But wait, what's that lurking in the shadows? It's not just a regular tarantula. It's the super tarantula. Imagine if a spider had been hitting the gym, taking steroids, and sipping protein shakes. That's right, folks, we're talking about a creature that could probably bench press your average car. Now, as our heroes dive deeper into their research, things start to go awry. Because in the world of 50s sci-fi, when scientists meddle with nature, nature often gets really angry. And when nature gets angry, it doesn't just send a strongly worded letter. It sends a massive spider. What are the chances? Meanwhile, the townsfolk are blissfully unaware of the impending arachnid doom. They're busy doing regular small-town things, like sipping lemonade, gossiping about the local sheriff, and praying that their houses don't get webbed up in the process. Enter the local sheriff, a man who looks like he's never seen a spider bigger than a house cat. He's the kind of guy who thinks arachnid is just a fancy way to say bug. Little does he know, his bug problem is about to escalate to a level that would make even the most hardened exterminator cry. Back in the lab, our scientists start noticing some unusual side effects from their experiments. For one, it seems their tarantula is not just growing, it's growing hungry. And when a giant spider gets hungry, let's just say it doesn't raid the fridge for leftovers. Imagine the chaos. Our scientists, who are supposed to be the smartest people in the room, are suddenly sprinting around like they've just seen a ghost. But instead of Casper, it's a giant eight-legged freak with a serious case of the munchies. As the townspeople start to realize that something's off, like, why is my dog barking at nothing? They begin to investigate. You know it's a bad sign when the town gossip starts gathering people, and they all start whispering about the spider as if it's a celebrity scandal. And let's talk about the dialogue. The script is filled with those classic what-if moments. You know, the ones where characters ask, what could possibly go wrong? Spoiler alert, everything. It's like asking for a tornado while standing in a trailer park. Not a great idea, my friends. But as our giant tarantula begins to wreak havoc, it becomes clear that this isn't just a fun little science project gone wrong. No, this is a race against time, and a race that our characters are woefully unprepared for. With every chase scene, every startled scream, and every panicked town meeting, the stakes just keep getting higher. Now it's up to Dr. Hastings and Dr. Clayton to figure out how to stop their creation before it turns the whole town into its personal buffet. And trust me, folks, their solution isn't as simple as just calling pest control. Spoiler alert, they don't take giant spiders on their usual service routes. As they rush against the clock and the legs of a very large tarantula, our heroes will remind you that science can be both fascinating and terrifying. And of course, hilariously clumsy, because what's a good monster movie without a little slapstick humor, right? So, if you're in the mood for a movie that's equal parts thrilling, comical, and filled with giant spider antics, Tarantula is calling your name. Stick around for the conclusion, where we'll see if our intrepid scientists can save the day, or if they'll find themselves tangled in a web of their own making. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride through Tarantula. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more cinematic adventures. Until next time, keep your feet on the ground. You never know what might be lurking underneath.